Hey guys, what I have for you today is just my everyday look. This isn't actually a tutorial, it's just a video kind of going through the process of me putting this look on. Everyday look. I'm doing the 30-day makeup challenge for May, and this is day 2. So I hope you like this look, and by the way, you're going to get to see me fresh out of the shower with hair all slicked back and crazy, so don't laugh, or laugh if you want to, it's alright. Hey there, so as you probably know, most of the time I start out with a lip stain. This one is Shy by Unique, and I start out with the lip stain so that it has time to dry before I put my lipstick on at the end. Normally I use more than one layer of this or one application, but today I'm just doing it one time because I am going for a softer, quicker, everyday look. And I just want to smooth that on all over. And then the next thing that I do, I always use a face primer. Now some makeup artists say to use a primer, some say don't. I use it, I like it. This one's extra moisturizing. It's very, very soft. It goes on really smooth, and you just need a tiny bit. I actually have more than I need. This is going to allow your foundation and your makeup to go on nice and smooth and not settle into any wrinkles that you might have. And it's going to help keep things from clogging up your pores as well. You know what? This stuff is also really good if you have dry hair or split ends. Just put the extra on your hair. It's really good for your hair. It eases up the frizzes. Next, I'm going to put on my foundation. Now sometimes I put my foundation on before the rest of my makeup, and other times I put it on later. Also, sometimes I put a double layer on, but today I was just going for that quicker look and a thin, more natural look. Now you want to pat your foundation on, not necessarily rub it in. I tend to get impatient and go ahead and rub it in at some point anyway. But I'm going to use my Beauty Blender to actually pat the foundation in all over. Now I am using the Liquid Touch Mineral Foundation from Unique in the color Velour. Technically I should be using organza mixed with, I think it's taffeta, because I have warm undertones, and velour is for a lighter, fair to medium skin tone, skin color with cool undertones. If you ever have trouble determining what foundation to use, let me know. I can help with that. And again, I'm just patting it in. And I put a little on my neck. You don't want to go too far down your neck. I mean, your neck's not going to be the same color as your face anyway. That's just natural. And I use the corners to pat that into like the corner of my eye where the tear duct area is, and around my nose. Okay. And I'm just going to rub a little extra down on the neck area. That gives a nice smooth surface, even tones there, even though nobody's really going to see that. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use NYX Dark Circle Color Concealer. This is a nice little product if you have dark circles under your eyes or even just discoloration on your eye itself. I use the ring finger because that's the one that has the least amount of force, and your under eye area is one of the most sensitive places on your face. So you don't really want to tug at this area too much. And I'm just going to pat that on to the areas where I have dark circles. Now the great thing about this product is it's only $5 or $6. You can get it at Target. Some Walmarts, I believe, carry it, but I'm not sure if they all do. Of course, Ulta or Sephora. I think Sephora has it, but I'm pretty sure Ulta has it. If you have under eye circles, typically they're a blue or purple or dark color. This orange color is going to help to conceal that and cancel it out. have a look at a color wheel. Purples and blues are the opposite from salmons and orange. Now, as you see, I am putting this on my eyelids and my entire eye because my eyes are kind of uneven in color and discolored and darkish. It also creates kind of a smooth base. And again, you want to pat this in and then just kind of gently blend it. So now what I'm going to do is go in with my Liquid Touch Concealer. This is specially formulated for concealing problems, discoloration, and some wrinkles under the eye area. And I am just going to dab this on in sort of a check mark pattern, and I'm going to put a little on the inside of my nose, not the inside of my nose, the corners of my nose there. And you want to pat this in and kind of press it as you pat, and that upward motion at the corner of the eyes, when you bring your highlighter up there towards the corner, the outside corner of your eyes, that's going to help give you a lifted appearance. I'm just covering up the red areas on my nose and around the outside edges of my nose there, and on my eyes, under my eyes. At some point, I'm going to give a tutorial on baking, if you've ever heard of makeup baking. It's a different technique that really does create a matte finish highlight under your eyes, and actually anywhere you want to, but it helps conceal those dark circles and bags and fine lines and wrinkles. And I am just going to go in with my beauty blender, my beauty buds, and pat that in and make sure that it's smooth at the corners, the inner corner of my eyes, and on my chin and around my nose, those areas where I have redness. And after the concealer, I move on to my brows. I'm not going to do a whole lot and go crazy with it, but I am going to use the spoolie here to kind of straighten them out. And this is from the Unique Brow Kit in the color medium. There you can see the medium color is kind of that medium brown shade. I also have dark, and dark sometimes can be too dark. Depends on what look I'm going for and what hair I'm using that day. And when I line my brows, I start about, not that you can see it with the light going crazy there, I start about 1/4 of an inch in from where the brow starts, and I try to stay right at the hairline and line that all the way up to the arch. And the same thing on the top, and I'm trying to relax my eye. I have a tendency to lift the eyebrow there when I'm working on it, and of course that's going to give an unnatural shape. So I really try to relax the eye when I'm doing this, and just fill it in with little feathering strokes. Any of those areas that don't have any color under there, of course, I'm going to fill that in. I didn't use the powder this time because, again, I'm going for that everyday, easy look. Towards the inside corner of the eye, I want to aim the brow liner kind of up a little bit, not straight over, just to mimic the natural hair patterns of my eyebrows. And hopefully you'll get a better look at this on my other eye, but the lighting is just kind of sucky. Sorry about that. I am actually going to get one of those ring lights that gives you the more natural colored lights instead of the bright yellow. And of course, having a light on behind you when you're doing anything is a big no-no, but I really didn't pay attention to the fact that it was there when I started doing this. Also, I intend to go get my brows waxed and trimmed into the proper shape. I'm going to let you know how that goes. I'm seeing a young lady locally, of course, who is a professional, and she only charges $15 for a wax. I'm going to see how that goes. And then the other place that I may go, depending on how it goes with her, is Ulta. They actually do tinting and waxing and shaping and everything brow related. They have a brow bar. I believe their wax is $19. So there you have it. I have brows filled in. And then after that, I'm going to take my gel from Unique in the color medium. Now this gel is pretty amazing. It has fibers in it, just like our 3D Plus mascara has fibers to add length and volume to your lashes. This is going to mimic true hairs. It's going to grab onto the hairs that you have, so it gives you a more natural look. And then the gel also helps to hold the brows in place where you want them. And I'm going to be honest, this is one of my better brow jobs. You can still see on my right brow that I have that one crazy hair. Well, it's probably a couple of hairs there at the arch that likes to stick up. I just tried to ignore it this time instead of messing with it. And I'm going to apply this in an upward motion, catching those hairs. There we go. That's going to lay that down, add color and fibers to mimic the hairs. Now we're going to line my eyes. I like to start with white. I never knew that white eyeliner was even a thing until recently, but using white eyeliner on the waterline of your eyes will help to open your eyes up more if you have smaller closed eyes like I do. If you have large eyes, please don't do this. Well, you can, but if you do, it's going to make your eyes look even larger, and it'll look like those funny little cat pictures with the giant eyes. Now I use the pencils on the waterline, and this one is Perfect, which is black, also by Unique. I do love Unique's pencil liners because they're smudge proof. Once you put them on, they stay. The same thing with the lip liners. So you can actually use the lip liners all over your lips and use them as a matte lipstick for the day, and they're not going to go anywhere. Now I'm just doing the outside corner on the bottom waterline, and that helps to draw the attention out and up. Now we're going to tight line and poke ourselves in the eyeball. Tight lining is doing the same thing with your upper lid that you did with the bottom waterline that you've been doing since high school days, right? It's a little bit trickier, especially if you have bad eyesight like I do. But you just want to, definitely use a nice, good quality, soft liner. None of those hard ones that you had to use with a lighter. Those will cake up in this process and cause you some major problems. I have very, very dry eyes, and I've never had a problem with any of our liners. This is going to give that black base for my mascara. It's going to give definition. It's a subtle definition to the eye, but it's still a very important definition. Next, I'm going to move on to the liquid liner. Now this I'm going to apply twice, once before my eyeshadows and then again after. I'm going to start by going underneath the waterline on my lower lashes, under my lower lashes. I never ever use the liquid liner on the waterline. But this is going to help to balance out any eyeshadows that I put on the top and give some definition without going overboard. since I have hooded eyes, I don't want to do too much work underneath the eye because that will draw the attention down. And I also have downward pointing eyes at the outward corners. So everything I do, I want to do in a way that's going to draw the attention up and give a lifted eye look. Naturally, you can't see what I'm doing here. I'm just lining the top lid very thin, very light above the lashes. Yes, even hooded eyes can use liner on the top eye, the mobile part of your lid. But you really don't want to use a heavy line or a dark line. So I use Powerful, which is this pretty gray. And when I use the tip to line, it's a lighter shade than when you lay it sideways, will give you a darker gray and a more filled in gray. But this is just going to give a little definition, and then I'm going to go over this again after I've done my eyeshadow. So now I'm going to move on to the eyeshadow. I'm pretty much only going to use my Moodstruck Addiction 3 palette. It's my favorite. It's got all those purples. And I'm going to start with my deluxe brush, and I'm going to use that very light pink in the center. You see that? It's smitten. And I'm going to put this all over my entire lid, upper and mobile lid. This helps give a nice powder finish that's going to prevent creasing. And this is going to allow my other shadows to go on much smoother. And as you can see, I have crepey skin, which just means how it moves with the wrinkles there. I don't have that nice young youthful skin that I used to there. And that's from the 100-pound weight loss. Now I'm going to go in with Makeup Revolution's Vivid Baked Highlighter. This is the color Peach Lights, and I'm going to use the shader part of my liner shader brush, and I'm going to put this highlighter right under the brow. And this is going to lay a nice base for the end highlighter that I'm going to use. Same company, Makeup Revolution, Vivid Baked Highlighter, but that one will be in Golden Lights. This one gives a nice pretty peachy sheen. It's a nice subtle highlight. You could stop here if you just wanted a subtle highlight. But if you know me by now, you know I like to add that extra drama, and I love highlighters. I'm even addicted to like Sharpie highlighters and Sharpie markers. Anyway, now I'm going to use the purples, and I'm going to use the mattes to start with, Determined, and then I'm going to move to Flippant. I'm going to put Determined, that lighter matte purple, above my natural crease from the outside corner all the way across to the inside corner. This is a nice light purple, and I'm doing a very light application. And it's going to lay the base for my blended look when I use the other purples. And this one I put over the majority of my upper lid. And when I go in here with the darker shade, I'm going to concentrate it a little bit more, a little bit lower than the first one, than the Determined. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here with this pink shade, Tickled, and I'm going to put that all over the mobile part of my lid. It's a nice little matte color. And I like to use something that's subtly different than the colors I'm using on my upper lid. This gives a little bit of interest and also draws attention to the fact that I have a mobile lid. Now I'm going to use my liner shader brush, and I'm going to go in there and use that darker purple. And I'm going to use the shader, and I'm going to put that right above the crease, above my natural crease, because I'm creating the area where I want you to imagine there's a crease when you look at my eyes. And the darker colors enhance any recesses. So if I were to put the dark color right down in my natural crease, it would enhance that, but you'd never see it, because when I open my eyes and look straight on, my mobile lid looks like it's disappeared. It looks like it doesn't exist. Now I'm using Cheeky, the darkest sparkly purple, and my liner brush, and I'm going to concentrate that color, almost like creating a cut crease here, but not really. And I'm going to line that just above my natural crease. And I'm also going to put that into the corner. You'll see that here when I do this eye, lining just above my natural crease. And I actually didn't go high enough with this for the day, but that's okay. I was just going to the doctor's office anyway. And then I'm going to draw that V right there down onto the mobile lid. And go back and do that to the other eye. And line underneath that gray on my lower lid as well. And that's just going to enhance that V shape. And as you can see, the line is pointing upward. Now I'm going to go in and gently blend that out. I don't want to blend all those layers away, but I do want to gently blend it. Very, very soft. There it is. And of course, eyes aren't complete until I go ahead and reline over top of where I put that gray liner earlier. This just adds a little bit of definition to the lid without going overboard. The more liner you put on the lid of your eye, the smaller the space is that you have to work with, and then you have the appearance of having an even smaller mobile lid. And moving on to mascara, here's what I'm doing here. I use this old brush that I have cleaned off. This is one of my old 3D Plus Fiber lash brushes. I've completely cleaned it off I cleaned it off with a baby wipe and some alcohol. And I use this to kind of straighten my lashes when I don't feel like fooling with that metal lash comb, because it always gets me in the eyeball. Also, I use this brush to treat my lashes with coconut or vitamin E oil. You just dip it into the oil, put it on your lashes at night, and it gives it a nice treatment. And I'm going to use Maybelline's Falsies Volumizing Mascara. Still haven't gotten my unique mascara in, and this is a quick look. I don't really want to go with heavy lashes today. That brush is nice and thick, so you just press it into the base of your lashes, and then as you pull the brush away from your lashes and stick it in your eyeball, pull the brush away from your lashes, you press your lashes down onto the brush. Then I'm going to feather the ends, the tips of my lashes, to get them coated. And I'm not going for that heavy look today. So we press it to the base, and as we press it to the base, we press the lashes down onto the comb as we pull the comb away. I'm not hugely concerned about getting the very ends of my lashes while I'm doing this. What I want to do is get the base coated. That way it dries some and keeps the lashes separated. Then I go back in and I sort of feather the tips. And then of course when I do my lower lashes, I'm just going to do a very, very light touch. Obviously I wasn't happy, I wanted to add more to the tips there, but I'm just going to do a very light touch on my lower lashes. Definitely want mascara there, but I don't want a heavy application. And if you have hooded eyes or very small upper lid area, you do want to use mascara on those lashes, and if you can curl them up, even better. It gives more, when those lashes, when you look straight ahead and the lashes sort of hit that area, you can see it draws attention to the area above my natural crease. And that makes it look like you have a crease there where you don't. Now we're going to start to finish off the face look. I'm going to go in with my Beach Butt bronzer and a little blush brush. This is the color Sunset. It's the lightest shade that we have, and I blend the two shades in there together, and I start at the hairline and just kind of buff it in little circles, go all the way around the temples and in front of the ear and across the jawline with this. And I sort of dust some down on the neck, and then if you have a double chin or a neck problems with your neck that you want to kind of hide, you can use this. The darkness is going to help that recede. I'm going to do a very quick, very light contour on the cheeks by using the Sucky Face. And then next I'm going to do a very light contour on my nose. I like my nose, the shape of it anyway. I don't like that little indent above my nose. But I start at the inside corner of my brow and work my way all the way down the side of my nose and the little end there. And I'm using my Deluxe liner shader brush, and I'm using the shader side. And then if you have any bumps on your nose, go ahead and put a little bronzer on that. Remember, the dark helps things appear to have receded. Now I'm going to use blush, and if you know anything about me, you know I'm not a huge blush girl. I like it on other people. I don't really care for it as much on me. I'm using this Femme Couture, really light, pretty pink color. I don't know the name of the shade. If you want that information, I can get it for you. And I'm just going to tap it onto the apples of my cheeks and move all the way up to the temple, again in that upward motion to draw the attention up. Now I'm going to go back to that Peach Highlights by Makeup Revolution, and I'm going to use my big brush on this because I applied this one a little more liberally right on the upper part of my cheekbone there to highlight that area, and again in an upward motion above the forehead, well, on the forehead, not above it, above my outer corner of the brows, a little dab on the chin there, just above the jawline where light would naturally hit. And then I'm also going to bring this straight down my nose after I get done fiddling there. And after that, I'm going to go in with my favorite, the Golden Lights by Makeup Revolution. There you go, there's the information. Oops, let's drop it. And for this one, I'm going to use, well, I have to dust it off there, the soft brush, shader brush. And this is going to give a more concentrated, more precise area And I'm going to start right under the brow on both sides. When you highlight under your brows, it helps to give your eyes a little lift. And it also cleans up your brows some. And above the brow where light would naturally hit, because that's an area that kind of protrudes on most faces, right there on the forehead. As you can see, I'm concentrating this one a lot more than I did the peach lights. Down the nose, above the lips, right just a little tiny bit at the chin, and naturally on the cheekbone. I try to line that up with the corners of my eye, inside corner to outside corner. And there you go. And I'm doing this very subtly. I'm not doing this nearly as dramatically as I normally do, because this is a light everyday look. And then I'm going to move to the fluffy brush and apply that just lightly above the jawbone. Goodness. And then I'm going to dust that off and do a very light blending of all those powders. Finally, I'm going to finish up my lips. First, I'm going to use the lip liner in Pouty. It goes really well with Shy and any of the lighter pinks and nude colors. It's a very pretty lip liner. I love it. Anchor your hand using your pinky so that it doesn't move, and you're going to get a much straighter, easier application. I really do like this lip liner. I've actually used it as lipstick and it doesn't go anywhere. That's one of the things I really love about our liners. They're nice and soft and have a smooth application. And then I'm going to go in with this light Upper Class lipstick by Unique. It's a very, very pretty color. Not that you can see that. And you can see that it's well loved. I use it a lot. Super moisturizing. It's not sticky. It lasts a very long time and it's not sticky, so my hair doesn't get stuck in it. That's one of the reasons I didn't wear lip gloss or lipstick for the longest time. I hate when things get stuck in it, even like little dog hairs. Now I want to highlight the Cupid's bow just a bit here. So I'm using that Golden Lights, again from Makeup Revolution, just to give that little highlight there. Oh yeah, I didn't have enough to make me happy. Like I said, I love highlight. I like to do the tear duct area of my eyes as well. And when the light hits this, man, it just shimmers, and it gives your skin this glowing look. I had something on my chin there, I don't know what it was. I think I eventually got it off. I think it was a little piece of fuzz. Nice shot up the nose. You see my nose rings are out of joint. Just fiddling with highlighter. I fiddle with highlighter more than anything else. Now you can use concealers, you can use translucent type powders. They don't have to be shimmery like this if you want to highlight. You can use matte colors. This is just what I like. And I'm going to use this little pressed powder by Femme Couture in a super light dusting. I don't always do this because I don't want a bunch of powder, extra powder on my face. Sometimes I use my rose water and spray that on just to set the look, but here I'm going to put a very light dusting of powder on just to set everything so it doesn't move. You could use a very light colored foundation, any translucent powder. I like rose water. We actually have an amazing rose water with Unique. But there you go. There's the finished look. You can also get setting sprays for that. I really like this look, and it lasted all day, believe it or not. I put my lipstick on one more time. There it is. So there you go. That was my everyday, easy, what I consider easy look. If you like this look, I'd love to see that you've tried it out. Go ahead and take a picture of yourself, or a video even. Drop it in the comments, or message me with it. You can email me at aureliasmith1@gmail.com. You can check out my website, aureliasmith.com. And if you have any questions about any of the products used in the video, just let me know. I'll catch you later. Bye.